we're up and running. Let me make sure. There it is. So you should be able to see me in there. Red, orange, and yellow guy. This will probably work in my favor. That means I'm the hottest thing inside the frame right now. Yeah, I got laughs out of all of you. But we're looking for those cold spots. They're going to be blue and black. That's what we're looking for.
Blue and black. Okay.
Yep. So I want those.
Not blue though. Not the light blue.
He's beating me to the punch.
Yeah.
No.
We're always going to have blue and black in there. What I'm looking for when I'm spot checking your video is for it to move or to take shape.
Oh.
When I say take shape, I want a head, shoulders, moving arms, and legs. That's what we found in the past with this guy. Hopefully we'll capture it again. I also like to give you guys stats about my equipment. I am not a TV show host. I am not a YouTuber. This will capture 4 to 5 pieces per year that I would put my stamp of approval on, not per episode. Okay, so kind of keep that in mind. I do have dozens of others where I'm like, maybe. But 4 to 5 pieces, stamp of approval, hell yeah, we got some paranormal activity. I also have this set up with a blue dot bouncing around the screen. It's showing you the coldest spot in the frame at that particular moment. I'm looking for 15 plus degree temperature drops. We're about 74 degrees out here tonight, so that's what, 59 degrees and colder that I'll be looking for. I make sure like it's not a can on the ground, or a sign that caught some wind. You guys are seeing the point. So in the event that we don't, and we actually had a small moving anomaly in one of our locations just a few nights ago, and it's been a while since we've had one. So it was, I want to say it was like 20, 21 degrees colder. Can't remember the exact temperature, but I mean, again, it moved. So it was kind of like, okay, that's weird. It was against a nice heated wall. So again, it was very, particular. But anyway, this particular camera is super fun to use. I don't always follow up with the cameras in real time just because they are small. I send your videos to YouTube. I watch them on a large computer screen. You guys are going to watch them on your TV set. So, BHAVESH. Milk, eggs, anything relative to a stable. You guys are hopefully starting to see the point. Let's talk about the communicators that we're working with tonight. What's the first question somebody would ask a Ouija board if you were sitting in front of one?
Is anyone here?
Exactly.
Anyone here?
So let's say there were 5 of us stood around and I said, is anybody here? Just like they do in the movies. And you hear the answer no. That means somebody's here. The answer is, we're not going after yes, no questions tonight. We're going to go after the details. Here's how this works. When I'm teaching people how to use these kind of devices, you're going to ask questions you kind of already know the answers to, and hopefully, and I will be withholding information. But for example, if somebody's here, tell me what color a big red barn is. Now we know we are listening and looking for the color red. However, you're using song lyrics and DJs to give us messages. The word red might not be available. Fire truck, blood, heart, 3 things that are specifically red. I may take that as something being paranormal, A, if it's direct, and 2, if something else is going on. What I mean by that is, let's say one of her devices spells out the word art for us. That doesn't mean anything over here by itself. You hear the number 40. If we put that together, Art Faircloth was number 40 on Big John's team. So kind of see where I'm going with this? You guys had no idea about Art Faircloth until I just mentioned it. That's the beauty of what I do. I love to withhold information from you guys, so that way you're not looking for anything. You're going to be telling me all the silly things that are going on with your devices, no matter how funny you think it is or how irrelevant it might be. That's usually the best stuff. Cameras, we've already talked about don't film people, don't film cars. Okay. We'll do a camera swap halfway through our nights just based off of what type of ghost we're dealing with there. We're going to exchange from thermal to infrared night vision. Okay. So that one's going to be, yeah, it's a pretty badass camera. It's actually pretty new for me. I think I've had it for like 2 months now. I've swapped out from my just ultraviolet camera that I was using. EMF readings, 2.5 and higher. We're going to just let it run for the entire time. So this place used to be, communicators. Again, I'm going to be withholding information. I will not be giving you questions moving forward, like what color was George Washington's white horse, like what we did over there with the big red barn. You will be getting the answers from your communication devices. So this used to be the Eliza and Charles Pinckney mansion. So the mansion was in the front, Eliza's garden lined up with the 5 Church restaurant, came all the way across. We are standing in the servant and slave quarters back here. That's the layout of the land. Who the hell were they? Charles and Eliza had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 Chucks, in case you weren't paying attention. That's why we look for secondary clues. They're all 3 different men. If you hear Charles, I'm hoping the Christian's going to get something else to define which Charles it is. So that way I know how to address them. Moving on. The son and the nephew were signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. Big deal for us. I hate politics, especially this year with 5 weeks away from the election. I'm sure you guys can all agree to that, right? But if I don't give the gentleman their recognition for signing the Constitution, they will do it for me in a nasty manner coming out of a spirit box. So I just give it to them every night. We move on. We're going to discuss Eliza instead. I feel like she has a much better story. Eliza married Charles at a young age according to today's standards. I say it slowly because if you're going to ask her how old she was when she married, do not expect numbers from the colonial times when young ladies got married at 12 and 14. Think of today's standards because the husband was over double her age when they married. Kind of creepy then, kind of creepy now. Just put that out there. Anyway, She married him because her father's over in England, and Dad thinks he's dying over there and wants to see his children.
Said illegal.
Is that illegal?
Sounded like it.
Okay, I'll write it down.
Legal or illegal?
Well,
Or
got
tough.
opposites there. Yeah. So what's your first instinct?
Illegal.
Illegal. Got it. I always go with your first instinct. Because if you think you heard house or mouse, I'm going to write down house because that's what you said first. So, where was I? Oh, Dad thinks he's dying over in England. He's trying to bring all of his kids home one last time so he could see him. Eliza didn't believe he was dying. Instead, she stayed put right here, got married.
Oh, wow.
It is 1744. Do not get married in that particular year to earn a green card. We're not a country yet. There's no such thing. She married him out of love. This is a true love story. There is nothing horrific about this location. I say that slowly so it sticks in your brain. Again, you're going to find it real quick here that it's going to be a place of respect. Anyway, she was right. Dad didn't die right away over there, and he starts sending her gifts from England right to where you're standing. One of those gifts happens to be the plant seeds of indigo. That's a plant, makes blue dye, makes your blue jeans blue. That's what we use it for now. Actually, I think all of you have it on tonight. I'm the only one that doesn't.
Yeah.
You just have less indigo out of yours. That's how that works. You just put less in there so it has its natural color. But anyway, when she got those seeds, no idea what to do with them. She had to learn from her servants and slaves how to keep it cultivated because it's not always hot here. And then she learned how to make the dye, moved it to a cash crop, got a hold of Dad overseas, and told him that the rice plantations were going downhill in price, that they were going to make a killing with the indigo. And we now have an international businesswoman during colonial times. That's something absolutely unheard of. That's the boring business stuff of Eliza. Let's get into the weird shit, because that's why you guys showed up. What's going to happen here is I'm going to give you guys impromptu questions. I try to keep this one as controlled as possible, so we try not to piss her off. You guys will spread out, staying away from the two measly vehicles that we're fortunate to have in here, and it's not fully packed. And I'll do round robins going back and forth. I'll probably do 3 to 4 between both pairs to kind of see what's going on, take a lot of notes, regroup us, and give you the answers to show you what we caught and how it pieces together, plus what I'm looking for when I go to the office. Starting with you, Sarah, you're going to be like focused, and these are focus questions. When I say that, you can either focus on them or say them out loud. Some people feel weird about that. Also keep in mind that if you're asking questions, answers can go to the audio of the camera, my voice recorder, or Krishna's devices. We don't know how this is going to work, and that goes for anybody. It works all over the place. 3.9. So that's your new baseline. I'll be writing down 3.9 in illegal. Eliza's death is your focus. 4 majors that we get answers to: age of death, how she died, where she's buried, which president was pallbearer at the funeral. So age, how, where, president. I'll give you this way, so remember that. With yours, I'm going to have you stick to the mansion. It's not here anymore, right? So you'll be focused on A, what happened to it, and then if you get the what, we often get 2 or 3 numbers from the exact date of when that occurred. Yeah, that thing will give you numbers too, the one in your right hand. But I'm just saying it will give you numbers. So if you start asking like, oh, thank you for giving me, whatever, can you tell me when that actually happened? We will get 2 or 3 numbers from the exact date of that occurrence.
Do you want us to go and actually talk?
It's up to you. You can either just focus on it and watch your devices, or you could say these things out loud. No right or wrong way to do this. We're here every night. She knows exactly what we're about to ask. So that's the beauty of this. There's other questions.
So you said again, how?
Yeah, so what happened to it?
What happened to the man?
It's obviously some kind of tragedy.
Yeah.
3957. Let me write those down before I forget them. And then if we get the how, then we often get the date. At least 2 numbers out of the full date.
What year? Okay. What happened in what year?
So 3957. Did I get those right?
Yep.
And then illegal. Do you have anything going on with your? Give me the last 4 or 5 terms at the top. They're going to be at the top. There you go.
Logan just now.
Okay.
Content. Demon when we first just got
Yeah,
here.
that's bullshit.
And then care. And interpretation, actually.
I'm going to keep you with me for just a minute because I'm going to show you how to use that other device a little bit further. Have you
Okay.
heard anything else come out of it? And you're going to get better at it. Don't worry. Most people suck at it at the beginning. So, again, I'm not afraid to tell you, hey, you're really horrible at this. Hand that thing over. I'll be that guy. What's funny is men are usually better at that. That's
You can try.
Yeah. Give it a good try first, and
Yeah.
we'll see how you do. You're not a very overly talkative person. Like I noticed, like when you guys we met up, like he was like, "Hi, I'm Craig," and you're like, very yeah. So I'm the same way. But my wife is also has a personality like mine, but we're both very open. Like when we meet, like with friends or just standing in the grocery store line, like we talk to everybody. It's just a we.
Ooh, 10.1.
Okay.
Oh,
Good.
nice.
just so you know, the average for this location is between 18 and 22.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
No,
We're getting
We're getting it.
All right.
So I'm not too excited yet. Keep in mind that 10.1
Nothing.
is astronomical
Nothing.
for most locations.
Right.
You ain't gonna get
Just
anything
not
on
here.
yours.
I've been here a few thousand times.
Anak, you
Again,
did it
this
to
will
me.
never leave my route. I
I
change
do
my
what you
route
want
every
to.
year. This will always stay.
I like
All
that.
right. You've been recording, so I'm going to keep them with me. You guys go spread out. Just stay away from the truck. 14.3. 13? 14.3. 14.3. Lovely. All right. Good.
Okay.
So your device with this one is going to start filling up, which looks like it's already
Yeah.
starting to overwrite the letters. Anytime it fills up and you can't make out a word, turn it off. Go left. There you go. And then go right back to 12 o'clock. Oops. That thing's been bouncing around my bag quite a bit. Try it again. There you go. And you'll get a nice fresh row. So the reason why I have you do that is because if it says my name, Nick, and then it overwrites the first letter and makes it Rick, those are two different people. I want to make sure I got the right person. So we just make sure we clear it every single time. So
So when it fills up, change it.
Yep,
Or halfway, or just when it fills up?
your call. You're the one
Okay.
using it.
Got it.
But again, I gave you both devices so you can kind of definitely keep busy with like
Yeah,
trying to keep
oh
if they
yeah.
work in tandem. Because again, I'm only looking for, the longest word we've seen on this, just so you know, is the word cheese. It didn't mean anything, but it still spelled it out. And you see how it works. It took a minute to spell
I
out
like that.
the word cheese. I am going to turn your sensitivity up in here just because there's no electricity running through this place.
Yeah.
So whatever you get is legit. We want to be able to capture all of it. When we're on our sidewalks, I'll turn it back a scale again just to make sure like the parking meters aren't making it go off.
Okay.
Because again, you'll see that as we kind of move around the night. Can I see your whole word list, by the way? Let me see the phone that's in your hand there.
Oh yeah.
Take a look at that. Or-
Yeah, do that when we were passing the barn.
Did you see a face used to be showing up?
So
Like a silhouette of a person?
I mean, it should look like a full blue person.
Something was there for a second, but this was a tree. But there was like, it moved. It was not the sky. It was right behind you.
Okay.
But I don't know. It could be something else.
I think it's
distorted.
recording, and he said
It was
he'll see it
distorted.
tomorrow.
It's sort of distorted, but I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
So
We'll
whenever
discard.
you have a tree in shot, the
Mhm.
tree isn't fully solid because it has all the
Yeah,
branches. So
yeah.
it might pick up the sky in between the branches
Gotcha.
every once in a while.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm not going to discard it just yet until I see it.
Yeah, it could be, but yeah. I was like, this is pretty cool though.
Yeah, but when we've had full blue people on there,
Yeah.
you'll know it.
Oh. Okay.
Like, it'll look like me,
Yeah.
but I
Oh,
will
the
be
blue.
completely blue.
Blue. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
black, depending on
There's actually
everything.
some blue on you right now.
It should be because
It's
I
a
have
jacket.
many
Yeah,
layers on.
jacket. Yeah.
Right.
And the metal zipper should be a little bit colder.
Let's
Yeah,
see
you'll
that
see
too.
things like that all the time. Again, you learn a lot about thermodynamics when you
This
watch
is
enough
so
of this
cool.
video. Like, you really have to know what the hell you're looking at. So,
And it's okay we're video, right? Because I'm videoing little
It's your
clips
night.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but if somebody's
I
like-
thought he was gonna be videoing us, but yeah.
but if we're near vehicles like this, I mean, it actually looks like there might be somebody in that truck. Just try not to film or take pictures around that truck. People
Okay.
get really pissed off about it. Imagine if I was taking pictures of your badass Jeep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh no,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
in like I just
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah,
like
as
a
far as-
circle. Yeah.
Have at it. It's your
Okay.
night.
Okay.
Your
Cool.
memories. I do this every day. That's the fun part for me, is I never know what the hell's going to happen.
Now I'm curious where the coldest beer is. Like,
I should go.
Yeah,
Ask the
spread out.
mansion?
Go ask some
Okay.
questions. See what you guys get.
All right. And I can point this at like anything, like just literally. That's
Yep, anywhere you want to go.
okay.
Remember that sky, that blue dot will default
Yeah.
to the sky all the time.
feel because when you bend to the battery, but they put it to the starter, not the starter, the alternator, and it's got amps running in there, and it's heavy, high amps. So they're like, we were telling, we all thought it was hilarious. We were telling, they're 17.7. We were telling my buddy's dad the next morning, and he said, "We're not here, not going here." He's like, "You guys are stupid. You guys could have been here.
Right.
It's what could have stopped us."
The alternate. When you said like it wasn't the battery, I'm like, it had to be the alternator.
It was the alternator.
That truck is going to be coming over this way, so we might want to go to the other side. You guys got anything else going on?
Nothing.
What's the last word on the word list? What's showing right now?
Oh, it's like the second to last word. But it's different than before. Grind.
Grind and grate.
Nothing changed. Not a,
Again, we don't know what she's focused on right now. So a couple of rules that I normally throw out with my larger groups, because again, I don't always get like this long one-on-one time with them, is don't ask yes, no questions. Be respectful while we're here. And lastly, don't ask about her children. Simply because there's a tragedy there. And I do explain it before we leave, but with our modern day language, we will poke the bear unintentionally.
Oh.
I don't want that to happen. It doesn't look like anything like that's happening, but so they're still climbing on the EMF reads, which is super good. Over here, that's great.
is that church in, church in
This right here? No, this is
Candy store?
Candy store is on the other side,
Oh,
so
it's
it's in the front. I want to say the back half is actually used by Five Church Restaurant.
The what?
Five Church Restaurant.
Church. Over. Because it's not like this.
Oh. We got
Can I
it.
show him?
Go ahead.
It says Indian. Because we're Indian. That's what I was asking what kind of. Well,
So here's the interesting thing. Sometimes
I mean, that's so random. That's a random word.
it is. So when I have somebody that has an ethnicity that's not the white guy walking through here, it's usually pointed out. I've had anywhere from Iranian to Iraqis
I actually do
to yeah, like well, you're gonna get the list.
Oh, okay, but I was like,
I'm not gonna hide it from you.
I'm like, dang, his machine called us out.
I also want you to kind of realize like who we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
We're talking about a slave owner that probably.
Yeah. That's,
So again, I'm not surprised. I'm actually pretty excited that it says Indian on there.
Yeah.
And I kind of figured it was, you were Indian when I seen your last name.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, they've got to be Indian.
Yeah.
But you don't want to assume anything these days, so I just never know. But yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about that. You have anything going on, by the way? The silliest
I'm not
things?
good at this.
Well, I know I'm talking a lot too, so I don't know like where your focus
Well, I
is.
keep trying to.
Like
Yeah.
them. Says Indian.
Yeah.
Oh,
Racist Charleston.
Indian.
I said the racist coast.
I wouldn't say she's racist. I think she's. You have to remember, she did have international claims for her indigo. So it's not that she was racist. And the word on the street is that she was actually pretty nice, like to her slaves. Like they were employees to her. So it wasn't like the whippings and those kind of things that you would think of with the word slavery. For her, it was a necessity because
A lot of trade.
Right.
A lot of Indian trade. too,
well, they had
probably,
rice
that's what I-
plantations before the indigo. So the rice plantations, that came from a gullah culture, and you need slaves to be able to run that because we didn't know about it. Like, they would teach us, but it wasn't enough. Like, they did all the work. So, because of their knowledge from what they brought in from back home. So, that's kind of how that went down. So, again, I'm not surprised that it said Indian. Congress. Most of the pink men were politicians, so that doesn't surprise me either. So I already know. Anything higher than that? What'd you get? 17?
17.7 was the highest.
All right. Let's everybody kind of do one more quick lap. I'll let you guys work independently, and then I'll regroup us to the back and show you how it all pieces together. So you focus, you read, or else I'm going to fire your ass.
You focus.
Tail, I hear you. Give us more. brake, hit the stop.
Babe, is there anything on your thing? Temperature?
It's all recording.
You sure?
Yep.
All right, so so in the event that another tour comes down here, you'll put that at belly level.
Okay.
They didn't pay to get filmed like we did.
Okay.
So just kind of keep that in mind. But yeah, let's gather around a little bit. So Sarah, talk to me. What'd you hear?
I heard 1970.
It's very specific, isn't it? I like. Where did you hear that closer to the lot or here?
Closer to the lot.
Yeah, I'm more focused on the 70. You see why?
That's how she was.
Right. So your spirit box being slowed down, if you ask what color is a big red barn, you might hear Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We don't need the Rudolph Red-Nosed Reindeer. We just need the red. So I do like the 1970. Finally, we got something close to that. I like that. What else did you get? Nothing else that really stood out?
I mean, it's hard because I hear songs. I'm like, oh, I know that song. Like,
Yeah. Well, tell me what the lyric is. Because if it's Stairway to Heaven, I want to know that you heard Stairway to Heaven.
it was actually Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
What is it? Sexual Healing. What is that song?
Okay.
That,
Oh, was that the
Was that
part of
the
the
lyric
lyric that you heard? Or
Yeah.
was it? Okay. Definitely not relevant between the two spaces that
like-
we're at. So that's interesting. Maybe at the pirate story that I would normally tell you, that would be a thing. Just because that is a very sexual story. Interesting piece. Did you have anything show up out of your devices?
Somebody named Erin.
And which format? How was it spelled?
ERIN.
No.
Psychopath.
No.
Hair receiver. Poster. This is and temperature. These are all just in this alley
Okay.
in the last minute.
Is this the alley where is there a theater
Yeah. Right on the phone.
that I haven't even been? This is where we were 3 weeks ago when we got ate up by
Oh, you
police.
and
And then
Came through here, didn't you?
Oh, see, it's an Erin.
Spelled that way?
ERIN.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen here. I'm going to cover the history. So, actually, you're going to try to, like you were doing the right thing, just try to keep your camera pointed one way or the other.
Mhm.
We don't need to necessarily watch all of our legs in here.
Mhm.
There's enough foliage to kind of help us with the temperature gauge. So again,
And it said temperature. So I was telling him, did you get anything?
Right.
Not yet.
we're definitely going to take a look. He wasn't recording just yet until we got over here. So we'll kind of see what kind of anomalies he'll get, if anything. This is a cool space to watch just because if he does get, going one way or the other down the alleyway without necessarily one of us in it, we'll definitely be able to see a person.
HOE. Woman or gardening tool. I
I
don't
would
know.
more or less think gardening tool, just because of the time frames that we're talking about.
Yeah.
They're not going to know that kind of slang. I don't think that slang even showed up until mid 1900s, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is an interesting space. And by the way, every ghost tour comes down here. I know it doesn't look like it now, but all 300 plus ghost tours, we all come down here. I was going to take this out of my route because
Yeah, I saw the alley on a lot of the
everybody comes
tours.
here. But I was going to take it out because everybody comes here. But what I realized was no matter where we go from here moving forward, we're always going to be a place of raised emotion for this particular ghost. So I might as well just keep it in for his origin story. Here's how the story goes. And again, I'm going to give you a few extra details because you're ghost hunting. It's not a campfire marshmallow kind of ghost tour. So this is Philadelphia Alley now. It used to be called Dueler's Alley. So did anybody ever tell you the story when you were down here before? Here's again.
I mean, it was a long time.
Well, you said you were here 3 weeks ago. I don't know if you were with us
Oh,
or not.
no, we were, my
So
daughter
excited.
wanted her senior pictures taken here, so we were.
Yeah, this is probably the most beautiful spot in all of Charleston. Unfortunately, I can't take you all the way through. We're going to get to that. But here's what happens. The doctor moves down here from Rhode Island, which is exactly why I have Fishman looking for the letters RI. I was getting RI all the time on yours, and I bought that device for this alley. And we've had RI so several times. I'll tell you when we normally get it. But anyway, he moves down here. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. So in the event that you hear the song Brown Eyed Girl, not coincidence, we get it all the time. But anyway, everybody called him Dr. Ladd, so we're going to go with that. He moves here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents, and she has an attorney helping her out with all this cash flow. Well, the attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money, so he tells Amanda, get rid of the doctor. He comes here to Charleston to prove that he's not. On his way into town, he had a coachman that set him up to be robbed and killed. Not a really good start to his stay here in Charleston. By the way, that's having a really bad Uber driver in today's world, if you really think about it. Sometimes when I have the teenagers on the tour, they don't know what the hell a coachman is. So I always feel the need to explain things. Moving on. Somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen to the newcomer coming into Charleston. The person walking by was named Ralph Isaacs. Do those initials sound familiar to you? That's normally when we get the RI from the device whenever I bring up his name. Ralph tells the doctor, hey dude, I know this guy, the coachman. He's going to try to kill you. Why don't you come with me? I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can rent a room from them and you'll be safe. Well, Doc took him up on that offer and they became friends. The longer the doctor stays here, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He is not after a man his money. He is making enough for himself and she's coming down so they can be married. Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling Doctor. This is why I hate the damn story. It's a giant cliche. Every haunted city you will ever visit is going to have a cliched whistling ghost. We all have one. This one just happens to be a doctor. So, there's some legitimacy to this whistling doctor, but we're going to get to that point. So, why are we in Dueler's Alley? Why did I bring up this nice, friendly story to talk about it, duels? Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together, but they can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He gets better seats. So on the way home from seeing Richard III one night, they're arguing over the actress they just saw, and Dr. Ladd thought she was great. Ralph did not. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiancée. Back home in Rhode Island, it got really ugly between the two of them, and they went their separate ways. But Ralph went to his friends at the newspaper and placed an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thought of the doctor. Kind of a, you're a disgrace to society kind of shit. Doc saw this ad, rebutted with, let's just go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this. Somebody's going to die. Keep in mind, this argument started over in actors. I just like to point out how dumb shit was back in the 1700s.
It's been on ABTV for a while.
Okay.
You said dark blue?
Yeah, what do you got?
Something between my wife and you. It just moved.
Is it moving?
It moved and it went away real quick. It was a blue dot, not here, but up there, right there, between y'all, and it just went that way. I don't know if it.
Recording, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'll definitely check it out.
You are recording.
Yeah,
right?
that's
So
recording, yeah.
I think you're recording.
So he's got it. So, two gentlemen come down here because Doc said, let's just go to Philadelphia Alley and duke it out. They came down here back to back. They took their 10 paces away from each other. They turned. Doc points his gun in the air and shoots his one shot. He didn't want to kill his friend. Just wanted to have the courage to show up, which is often what happened at a duel back then. Well, Ralph has his one bullet. He puts it in the kneecap. Doc didn't die. He fell to the ground. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street. He died 10 days later, after refusing medical treatment on November 2nd of 1786. Two things about the last statement. It is 1786. Gunshot wounds are a lot different back then than what we know of them now. So he probably just thought he had lead poisoning, and he's a doctor, so he probably just tried to bleed it out himself, but he failed because he died. Every ghost tour, all 300 plus of them, will tell you to listen for the whistles while you're here. Luckily for us, the air conditioning is not too loud tonight. So if we're going to capture a disembodied whistle, it's going to show up on my voice recorder or BHAVESH's camera. It's kind of how this works. Now, I'm not going to say that on Sarah's spirit box, when I'm spot checking it, that I haven't caught the whistling part of the song with the word doctor come up from a commercial immediately after. It happens all the time. Now, when I do my spot checks, I just have to also point out, now listen to minute 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, you see the pattern. I'm not looking for anything. I write all the weird stuff down that I heard within that 1 minute, if there's anything at all, and then I look at the timestamps and say, oh, well, we were near Dueler's Alley at that point, there's the whistle. That makes sense. So that's how I kind of go through your data. But the whistling doctor part of it happens all the time. If you're going to try this on your own and you're going to walk all the way through the alley without me and using the voice recorders from your phone, just remember every local knows the story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland Street or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down the alley. It's just something we do. So let's talk about how I got kicked out of here. This is the fun part. So might want to cameras off for this one.
Oh, how do you? Oh yeah.